Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're listening to this, and welcome to my rant. Yeah, my name is Kazim Kodri, and welcome to Rant Out My Head, season three. And we'll be kicking off this season with building careers or leveling up your careers in your 20s. I notice most of my listeners are either in their 20s or late early 30s. Very few, like probably 1% of my listeners are in their early 30s, and majority are in their 20s. Yeah. And one of the things I did a survey mid this year, and the survey was basically to just check out what my listeners wanted to hear about. And so I got some interesting topics, and some of them really resonated with me and my plans for the podcast. So, and this season, we'll be going deep into careers, starting things in your 20s, and let's see how it goes. So, welcome. Yeah, welcome back. Earlier I mentioned my name is Kazim Kodri. I'm a software developer by profession. That came out wrong a bit. Yeah, but I'm a software developer, and that's what I do for my 9 to 5. Technically, my 8 to 5 because I go to work by 8. My 8 to 5. I've been in tech somewhat for probably 5 years now. I started in 2017 as a volunteer, and I volunteered for like a year or two thereabout. Then I got internships, then I got jobs, and yeah, here I am. And one of the things I've noticed with my career, I've had a really fantastic career so far, and I would really want it to be that's the way going forward. And one of the things I've always noticed is people of my age asking me questions like, how did I get to where I am? What were the issues I faced? And a lot of questions like that, similar questions like that. So that's one of the things why I feel this season should probably focus more on discussing things like that, which are probably very important in this day and time, because at the moment, currently while I'm recording this episode, sorry about that, as we stay on strike and it's probably over 6 months, a lot of students are probably in a limbo at this moment because they probably didn't expect this, and they probably don't have plans to mitigate issues like this. Yeah, I was a bit lucky going to Yabatek, which is a polytechnic. I don't think we had strike. If we did, probably a week. And I was also a part-time student, so it really didn't affect us per se. But with that luck came a bit of stress too, Sha, but we get back to that story later. Yeah, but like majorly, and there's a way I always see this strike. I know it's not like a good thing per se, but it's more of a way to help people learn things or make mistakes or actually start a career or something. So let me break my thoughts down. First of all, think about it this way. Yeah, nobody knows when the strike is going to really end, technically. And from precedence or history, we always know that there's always like a strike like this happening every time there's always a change of government, and it's minimum 6 months. That's always happened. I've always noticed it, and it's not really funny, but yeah, a lot of things can be turned into humor in this country. So with that said, I always think about it this way, that with this time you can get to make some mistakes that would not cost a lot. Now, let me explain why I said so. So I feel at our youthful age or teenage age, I think it's the age where we should be able to make mistakes and try out new things. Most people agree with that, but it's really what I think, because I don't think in this age you should be all serious, and yeah, I'm sadly I'm a bit too serious to be making that kind of statement. But I feel we should make rooms for mistakes. We should make rooms to try out new things, to make new experiences, try things we probably will love, try out things that we probably want to evolve to be a career in the future. So that's why I feel this time is really like a golden opportunity for most people to actually try out these things, and especially for people that who are in their probably their 400 or 500 year. level, sorry, and haven't really figured out what they will do outside of the university walls. This is another time for you to try out things. So probably get a skill. I know a lot of people are like buzzing about tech these days. Yeah, you can probably learn a programming language or something in tech. Not everything in tech is about coding, really. And you can try out things like that. If you really love fashion, you can try out fashion. I was speaking to a friend of mine recently, and an acquaintance or a friend here. I've not really like created that. So, but yeah, she was explaining to me that she finally found something that she really loves to do, and it was basically like design and fashion design. I was like, wow, like I was really shocked. I didn't see that coming through, but it was nice to finally hear that someone found something that was productive to do with this strike. And I'm very sure if she was probably attending classes, she wouldn't be able to have done that. So that's another thought process I always try to think about. So this time it's like more of like a golden opportunity, which makes more sense why we should make mistakes in this time also, because it's not like you are feeding someone at the moment. So if you are not feeding someone, you are feeding yourself, or you have someone probably feeding you. I think it's fine to make those mistakes because there is less collateral to your mistakes than when you are probably the one making ends meet and stuff like that. Then you have to be worrying about a lot of things, right? But really, I feel this is the best time to make those mistakes and try out those new things, those experiences. If you want to travel. If you want, like, please do these things now. Really, I'm very sure probably when school resumes, everything will be in a rush. And after you're done with school, you're probably going out there for NYSC or trying to look for a job to make ends meet. So you see my thought process. I know at this point too, everybody needs cash. You want to get a job that will at least bring in cash constantly. But think about it this way: if you get a job that brings in cash for the next 6 months, and when you leave uni, you won't go back to that same job. So what's the essence of doing the job? You understand? So try to find things you probably love to do after uni, probably things you'd enjoy doing by the side gigs. If you already have some tech skills, learn more, improve on what you have. I would really love to help work out with some people if they're interested. And I'm not like that free, but I would really love to help people out. If you are really interested, just let me know. I would really love to help out. Let's go on a break. And when we come back, I will just share some tips on how to level up your career in your 20s. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, okay, welcome back. Okay, so I mentioned I was going to mention some tips on leveling up your careers in your 20s. And before I do that, I'm just going to put this out there. I'll be interviewing some very respected people in my life and respected people in their fields of their career, technically. Some are serial entrepreneurs and some are big guys in the companies that they work at. Really big guys or big girls, technically. And I would really want to like share their experience, how they got up to that point, which would I know really help out people, because some of them are recent graduates, some of them have finished school in a while, and how they were able to get up to the point they currently are in their career or their life generally. So one of the skills and tips I think would help out is to find something you love. That sounds like a cliche, and I think most people have heard that like 1,000 times at this point. But finding something you love is just it. I don't know how to explain it, right? Because it's like I've seen this quote like, if you find something you love and you can turn it into a business, you probably never work for a day. Like that's not entirely true. You work for the rest of your life, but you do a job you love to do, right? Because I think I was reading a study 2 years back, and it was like 89% of people hate their jobs, and I was like, what? That study really like it just dropped something in my head. I was like, I would never want to do any job I don't love, right? It's hard. It's I don't know how to put it. I know God's grace comes into a big factor in situations like this to get those kind of jobs. But at the same time, I'm trying my best to ensure I do things I love constantly. So if I'm doing a job I don't feel in that moment, I'll probably want to take a step back and really assess why I'm actually doing that job. You understand? Because really, if you can't really question or figure out why you are doing some things, then why should you do it in the first place? So I think that should be something we should actually think about, right? So Yeah, that's one of the major tips. Find something you love. And secondly, learn a skill. Really, I think we are more in the skilled economy than much more than the certificate or qualification economy, right? Um, a quick a side note, right? So I think currently at my place of work, I'm currently still using my YX certificate. I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker, really, but I feel this will probably give shed more light on why I think we should learn a skill. So I'm working with my YX certificate, which is my senior secondary school living certificate. I'm supposed to have updated it since I was done with Yabatech. I'm supposed to have updated with my Yabatech certificate, but I've not gotten any from Yabatech itself. But you get my point. Really, I've been working for probably 5 years now, and I've just been using the same thing I got 7 years ago to work, which means that it's not really about getting that BSc. Yeah, there are some professions you really need the BSc. Please don't get me wrong. I don't think I would want you to cut through my body if you don't have a certificate to prove that you're a doctor or something. Yeah, but you get my point, right? I think anyone listening to this would really understand what I'm trying to say. But there are many jobs out there that really don't require you to have some sort of like a BSc or a master's to actually get those jobs, right? So you should really consider getting skills and getting skilled in areas that you love. So it ties to the first point I mentioned, which is to find something you love. And if you're getting skilled in something you love, it just makes it a bit more sweeter, because whenever you're learning something new, there are always frustrating moments. So let's assume you are learning a new language in tech and you are writing something and it's not working, which almost happens 100% of the time. You would you get frustrated, and if you really don't love what you're doing, trust me, you would eventually stop doing it at some point. I've met a lot of people in my short journey in tech, and they all started with the pump and yeah, I want to do this, blah blah blah. And 6 months, 7 months, 1 year down the line, and they are nowhere to be found. Yeah, but yeah, that's something. And also, the third point is get a support system. I don't think this has been mentioned as much as possible from people I've spoken to earlier times, but I think it's a pattern I've noticed. Is the sense that, okay, a quick backstory again. Sorry about that. When I started learning tech, I was with my aunt, or my second mom, as I always call her, and I didn't have to worry about what I was going to eat at night, right? Which helped out a lot to just focus on what I was learning in the moment. Or they were like sometimes where she should be like, you are not going anywhere tomorrow, blah blah blah. You understand? But at the same time, it really helped out the fact that I didn't have to worry about that. I just had to focus on what I was learning and enjoying the moment. I wasn't being paid, which made it helpful, because if I was paid, yeah, I know I would be like, okay, I'm feeding myself or something like that. But I wasn't paid, which meant that I had to depend on someone to feed me, because trust me, food doesn't drop, manna doesn't drop from heaven again. So you really need a support system, and also a part of the support system is you need someone that would help probably guide you through the process of getting to tech, which is getting mentors, getting friends, people that are experienced in that field, people that understand what they are doing, people in those areas of study. Things like that would really help out a lot, right? So just get those things around you. It really helps a lot. So whenever you learn something, anything really, try to find people that have knowledge in those areas. That's just how I think about it. Because if they have done something in those areas, they can really give you those things that you will not find on a course or you'll not find on YouTube. And also get mentors that are probably also on YouTube. So one of my mentors is a YouTuber. His name is Tim Curry. And I have another one, Sonny Sanga. Like, majorly, they are mentors for specific things I'm learning. So Tim Curry is my mentor when it comes to generally everything in tech, and also in .NET and C# which is my core language. Sonny Sanga, which is also called Papa React. Interesting names. But like, yeah, he mentors me in React. You know, the interesting part that is there is like, they don't know me technically. They don't even know I exist in literal terms. Yeah. But like the videos they put out there, the podcasts they have, articles they drop, I try to read them and follow up and learn a lot from their experiences. which would guide me on not making those same mistakes. And that's another reason why I love to listen to podcasts a lot. That's another reason you should subscribe to this podcast right now. Thank you very much. I give it a 5-star rate. So back to the podcast. So I think getting those mentors would really help out a lot. I have a lot of mentors technically. Some of them don't know that they're my mentor. Some of my friends. I think I mentioned this in an article, which I've not published. I just remember that I've not published the article. I just know I wrote it. I never published it. Some of my friends, shout out to Dami, shout out to Israel, shout out to Timmy, Shegun, Gabriel, Uche, Priscilla. A lot of my friends, they are really motivated me, pushed me. Yeah. So those are my friends that are my mentors that they don't know. I had to just give a shout out to them in case they're listening to this session. I dig you, man. In case I didn't mention your name, you might probably be my mentor, but I didn't just mention it. Apologies for the short delays in the episode. Basically, that's really what we're going to be discussing this whole season. We'll be diving into some other topics that are probably not directly connected to building or leveling up your career in your 20s, but trust me, I'm very sure it's going to be a fun ride. So if you really want to enjoy this ride with me, don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Follow our Instagram and Twitter handles at Rants with Kazim. Have an awesome day. And please don't forget, please share. Most of our listeners aren't subscribers on different platforms. And if you're a subscriber on Spotify, please give us a 5-star rating, and also on Apple Podcasts to drop a review. It really helps the podcast to grow. Thank you and have an awesome day ahead. Bye.